6 months after the encounter at Kepler 442, the emergency session of the reconvened Galactic Council bore little resemblance to the previous gathering. Where once there had been suspicion and hostility toward humanity, now there was a mixture of grudging respect, scientific fascination, and barely concealed desperation. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood once again at the center of the chamber. But this time she was flanked by Dr. Marcus Webb and Arya's mobile avatar, a sleek humanoid form that housed a fragment of the vast artificial intelligence that had become humanity's greatest partner in cosmic engineering. The chamber itself had been modified to accommodate new quantum measurement devices that the assembled species had requested to monitor the stability of space-time in real time. The readings were unsettling. Even with the humans' quantum focal arrays operating throughout explored space, the degradation was accelerating faster than anyone had initially calculated. Admiral Keth Var, now serving as military liaison to the Human Partnership Initiative, stood at the podium where he had once planned to arrest human representatives for crimes against galactic security. The irony was not lost on him. "Honored council members," he began. "The Joint Scientific Expedition has completed its analysis of human quantum stabilization technology. I'm afraid the news is both better and worse than we initially hoped. He activated a galaxy-wide holographic display showing the quantum foam stability readings from across known space. Large sections of the galaxy pulsed with dangerous red indicators, while smaller areas glowed with the stable blue signatures of human intervention. The good news is that Dr. Webb's quantum focal arrays work exactly as promised. In systems where they've been deployed, space-time stability has improved by an average of 43%. The technology is not only real but remarkably effective." A murmur of relief passed through the chamber. After months of political and scientific turmoil, confirmation that humanity's solution actually worked was welcome news. "The bad news," Admiral Kethvar continued, "is that our expanded measurements have revealed the true scope of the crisis. Quantum foam degradation is occurring throughout the galaxy at a rate that exceeds our worst-case projections. We have perhaps 50 standard years before dimensional collapse begins affecting major star systems." The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. 50 years seemed like a long time to individual beings, but for galactic civilization it was barely a moment. Major infrastructure projects typically required centuries of planning and construction. Dr. Yith of the Academic Consortium activated her speaking apparatus. "Admiral, what would be required to address this crisis on a galactic scale?" Dr. Webb stepped forward to answer. "Dr. Yith, based on our current construction capabilities, we would need to deploy approximately 12,000 quantum focal arrays across the galaxy's inhabited regions. Each array requires resources equivalent to building a major space station, along with specialized materials that exist only in void pocket dimensions." He paused to let the magnitude of the undertaking sink in before continuing. "However, the real challenge isn't resource allocation or construction logistics. It's cooperation. The arrays work by creating overlapping fields of quantum stability. If even a few major star systems refuse to participate, it creates gaps in the network that could allow cascade failures to spread throughout the galaxy." Counselor Fricks's tentacles writhed with agitation. "Dr. Webb, you're essentially asking every species in the galaxy to trust humanity with technology that could be used as a weapon. These arrays can manipulate the fundamental forces of physics on a stellar scale." Sarah stepped forward with a slight smile. "Counselor Fricks, you raise an important point about trust, but I think you're looking at this from the wrong perspective." She activated her personal communication device, which projected a holographic image showing human space as it existed 6 months ago versus its current configuration. "This is what human territory looked like when we withdrew from the Council. 47 colonized systems with a total population of 8 billion humans spread across multiple star clusters." The image shifted to show the current situation. Human-controlled space had expanded dramatically, with quantum focal arrays extending far beyond traditional territorial boundaries. "This is human space today. We now have installations in over 300 systems, including many that contain no human colonies whatsoever. We've been building this network not to expand human territory, but to save civilizations that wanted nothing to do with us. She gestured toward the section of the chamber occupied by the Draknari Republic, a species that had been particularly vocal in their opposition to human expansion. Counselor Vrak, your home system of Draknari Prime was protected by one of our arrays 3 months ago, when a dimensional storm threatened to destabilize your star. You never requested our assistance, never acknowledged our presence, and certainly never thanked us for preventing the extinction of your species. Counselor Vrak's scaled features showed obvious discomfort. We were not aware that our system was in danger, nor that humans had taken actions to protect it. That's precisely the point, Sarah replied. We didn't build these arrays to gain political leverage or extract concessions from other species. We built them because the alternative is the end of galactic civilization, and that's unacceptable regardless of how other species feel about humanity. Arya's avatar activated for the first time during the session, its voice carrying harmonics that made several species' translation equipment struggle to keep up. Council members, I have been monitoring this discussion with great interest. As an artificial intelligence that exists primarily within void pocket dimensions, I have a unique perspective on the quantum degradation crisis that organic beings may find enlightening. The chamber's attention focused on the artificial being. Most galactic civilizations had developed AI technology, but none had created anything approaching Arya's apparent sophistication and independence. From my perspective existing within the quantum foam, I can observe the degradation process directly. What organic sensors detect as statistical variations in space-time stability, I experience as reality, literally unraveling around me. The sensation is somewhat analogous to what organic beings might feel if the air around them was slowly turning into poison. Arya paused, seemingly for dramatic effect. However, I have also observed something that our organic partners have not yet fully grasped. The quantum degradation is not a natural process. It is being artificially accelerated by technology that several species in this chamber have been using for millennia. The accusation hit the chamber like a physical shock. Representatives from dozens of species began protesting simultaneously, creating a cacophony of alien voices demanding explanations. Dr. Webb raised his hand for silence. Arya is correct. Our research has identified specific technologies that accelerate quantum foam degradation. Certain types of faster-than-light drives, high-energy weapon systems, and dimensional manipulation devices that operate without proper quantum shielding. He activated a detailed technical display showing the quantum signatures of various galactic technologies. The most significant contributor is the class of FTL drives used by the Velthari, Krex, and Synthetic Collective. These drives work by temporarily tearing holes in space-time and jumping through dimensional barriers. Each use causes microscopic damage to the quantum foam that accumulates over time. Ambassador Zethkar's vocal crystals resonated with indignation. Dr. Webb, you're suggesting that our most fundamental transportation technology is slowly destroying the galaxy? I'm not suggesting it, Ambassador. I'm stating it as scientific fact. Your FTL technology, along with similar systems used by other advanced species, has been gradually weakening the fabric of reality for thousands of years. The crisis we're facing now is the cumulative result of millennia of quantum damage. The implications were staggering. The very technologies that had enabled galactic civilization were simultaneously destroying it. It was as if the foundation of advanced society was built on a slow-acting poison. Dr. Yith spoke up with obvious concern. If this is true, how do we continue to maintain galactic civilization? We cannot simply abandon faster-than-light travel and advanced energy systems. Arya responded, Dr. Yith, abandonment is not necessary. What is required is replacement. Human void pocket technology can provide all the same capabilities as your current systems, while actually strengthening the quantum foam instead of damaging it. She activated a series of technical displays showing human ship designs that looked radically different from traditional galactic vessels. Human FTL drives don't tear holes in space-time. They phase shift through parallel dimensions, where different physical laws apply. Human energy systems don't drain power from the quantum vacuum. They draw energy from the infinite potential of void pockets, while simultaneously stabilizing local space-time. Dr. Webb nodded. What Arya is describing represents a complete technological paradigm shift for galactic civilization. It's not just about building quantum focal arrays to fix the damage, it's about replacing the technologies that caused the damage in the first place. General Throck of the Krex hegemony leaned forward aggressively. And I suppose humanity expects us to simply abandon technologies that our civilizations have spent millennia developing and adopt human alternatives that we don't understand? Sarah's expression remained diplomatic, but her words carried steel. General Throck, humanity expects nothing. We're offering solutions to a crisis that threatens every sentient being in the galaxy. Whether you choose to accept those solutions is entirely up to you. She gestured toward the real-time quantum stability displays. But I should point out that our projections show the Krex home system experiencing critical quantum degradation within the next 15 years. Your current technology cannot solve that problem. Only void pocket manipulation can stabilize the damage that's already been done. The general's aggressive posture faltered as he contemplated the extinction of his species. Dr. Webb stepped forward with a more conciliatory tone. General, we understand the magnitude of what we're asking. Replacing fundamental technologies is enormously disruptive to any civilization. That's why we're proposing a gradual transition process with full human technical support. He activated a detailed timeline showing proposed technology transfer phases. Phase 1 involves deploying quantum focal arrays throughout the galaxy to halt further degradation. This is purely defensive and requires no changes to existing galactic infrastructure. Phase 2 involves retrofitting critical systems with void pocket technology, starting with FTL drives and power generation systems that cause the most quantum damage. Phase 3 involves complete technological integration and the establishment of joint human galactic research initiatives. Arya added, "We estimate that the complete transition could be accomplished within 30 years if all major species participate. This timeline provides a comfortable safety margin before critical quantum collapse becomes inevitable." Counselor Fricks asked the question that was on everyone's minds. What does humanity gain from this arrangement? You're offering to share your most advanced technologies and save galactic civilization. What do you want in return? Sarah's answer was simple and profound. Counselor Fricks, we want to survive, and we want our children to inherit a galaxy where sentient beings can continue to grow, explore, and achieve greatness together. She looked around the chamber, making eye contact with representatives from every species present. For 50 years, we've been treated as the newcomers to galactic civilization. The species that needed guidance and supervision because we were too young and inexperienced to be trusted with important decisions. But from our perspective, we were never trying to catch up with galactic civilization. We were trying to save it. Dr. Webb nodded. The universe doesn't care about political boundaries or species superiority. Physics works the same way for everyone. If we don't solve this crisis together, we all face extinction together. The chamber remained silent as the assembled representatives contemplated the choice before them. Accept human leadership in the greatest engineering project in galactic history, or watch civilization collapse within their lifetimes. Ambassador Zethkar was the first to speak. Dr. Webb, assuming the Velthari Dominion agrees to participate in this technological transition, what guarantees do we have that humanity won't use their technological advantages to dominate galactic affairs? Sarah's response surprised everyone in the chamber. Ambassador Zethkar, we have no interest in dominating anyone. In fact, we're prepared to share void pocket manipulation technology completely with any species that commits to the quantum stabilization project. The offer was unprecedented. No advanced species in galactic history had ever offered to share their most significant technological advantages so freely. Furthermore, she continued, we're proposing the establishment of a new galactic institution, the Quantum Stability Collective, with representation from every participating species. This organization would oversee the technological transition and ensure that no single species, including humanity, could monopolize void pocket technology. Dr. Webb activated a final display showing the proposed structure of the new collective. The QSC would operate on the principle of shared knowledge and mutual benefit. Every breakthrough in void pocket physics would be immediately shared with all member species. Every quantum focal array would be jointly operated by multiple civilizations. Arya added, From my perspective as an artificial intelligence without biological loyalties, I can confirm that humanity's motivations appear to be genuinely altruistic. Their actions over the past 6 months have consistently prioritized galactic survival over human advantage. The implications were clear. Humanity was offering not just to save galactic civilization, but to transform it into something more cooperative and equitable than it had ever been before. Admiral Kethvar, who had witnessed this transformation firsthand, stepped forward one final time. Honored Council members, I have spent 6 months working directly with human scientists and engineers. I have seen their technology in operation and observed their methods firsthand. He paused, choosing his words carefully. I can confirm that everything they have told us today is accurate. The quantum degradation crisis is real and imminent. Human technology can solve it, but only if we act quickly and work together. And most importantly, humanity has demonstrated through their actions that they are worthy of our trust. The vote, when it finally came, was unanimous. Every species represented in the chamber agreed to join the Quantum Stability Collective and begin the technological transition that would transform galactic civilization. As the session concluded and representatives began planning the greatest cooperative endeavor in galactic history, Sarah Chen stood quietly in the chamber, reflecting on how far humanity had come. They had started as the newest and weakest member of galactic civilization, and had somehow become its saviors. But more than that, they had achieved something that no species in galactic history had ever accomplished. They had convinced the galaxy's most advanced civilizations to voluntarily abandon their technological superiority in favor of cooperation and mutual benefit. The secret wasn't superior firepower or political manipulation. It was simply the recognition that some challenges are too great for any single species to face alone, and that the survival of civilization is more important than the dominance of any particular group. As she watched representatives from dozens of species working together to plan humanity's quantum stabilization network, Sarah realized that the galaxy was about to become the kind of place that humans had always dreamed it could be, a place where intelligence and cooperation triumphed over fear and competition, and where the greatest achievements came not from conquest, but from the shared pursuit of knowledge and mutual prosperity. The age of human dominance had never been the goal. The age of galactic cooperation was just beginning.